we took a trip down here to Cape Girardeau. We're here at the Balls and Strikes where the Missouri Bulls do their winter workouts. And we're going to go inside here, talk to some folks, have a good time, check out what the Missouri Bulls are doing to get themselves ready, not only for the summer season, but their older kids for the high school season. So let's go check it out.
I've been working with this organization for approximately 15 years. So I've been a part of it before I was a coach, and then I became a coach, in 2009 or 10, and I coached them for 10 years. So I was a part of the Lids Missouri Bulls with Glenn Campbell. He did a great job with them and hired me on, and I became kind of a part of the Bulls. And then once Glenn was wanting to do a little bit less with the Bulls, I said, I'm your man. So I took it over a couple years ago and started developing the program, and we're doing well right now, and it's starting to develop a little bit of a culture, and we're really excited about it.
I got involved. I came back here 4 years ago. My wife and I moved back in town. I knew Todd from playing baseball back here at college. Todd and I played together at SEMO. So, you know, for me, it was an opportunity to come and contribute to the community a little bit and help out with baseball. Obviously, our paths had connected through baseball. So, you know, when Todd came to me with the opportunity to come here and be a part of this with him, you know, it was exciting. I got two young boys that also play for the programs as well. So, they're not quite to this high school level yet, but that's our kind of, when Todd started talking about the Missouri Bulls and the opportunity, for me it just made sense. You know, I got two kids and I wanted to help contribute back to baseball and help with any way I could.
Well, my idea of a club or an organization is something that I can direct in the way that I want it to look at the end. So what I'm doing is I'm starting from the younger kids. The Missouri Bulls never went towards the younger groups as much. We did have younger groups and they were a part, but they're one of our main parts because we want them to continue to work with us and develop as a group. So right now we have 8U, so we have one team in 8U, two teams in 9U, two teams in 10U, one 11U, two 12Us, three 13Us, 14, 15, 16, and 18. So that's a big development from what I took over as. I think there was 3 or 4 teams when I took over, and we're trying to build it from the bottom up now with the younger groups and develop them for the long run.
Yeah, our goals are just to give these kids an opportunity, for them to understand that there is baseball outside of maybe just the high school baseball that they're used to playing. So, it's a little different down here. And Todd and I kind of realize that. You've got to convince kids that you need to get out and do some other things. So when you give them opportunities like this, hopefully, they see the opportunities they can have, and just help continue everybody with that goal of maybe getting to the next level and playing. But first off, just becoming a better high school baseball player, making your high school team, and then what else I can do. So hopefully to help continue kids to understand that, hey, down here maybe you have to work a little bit harder, you have to do a little bit more time, you got to get seen somehow. You got to get out of southeast Missouri, you've got to get to other areas, you've got to get to this higher level if you want to continue to play baseball at the next level, which is what everybody's goal seems to be. Every high school kid dreams about playing college baseball, every college kid dreams about playing professional baseball. So you've got to understand that it takes a lot more than just pitch and catch and hit a couple balls a couple times a week, So that's our goal, is just to give these kids an opportunity to see that there are chances ahead of you. You just have to take that chance and do something with it. So,
one of the main goals I set is these boys are now at an age where they're no longer boys; they're turning into young men. So, helping them grow up, helping them learn the game. That's my main goal. If they learn something from me, we've had a accomplished season, and play to the best of our ability. If we can go out and we can compete every day, we don't have to win every game, but if we can go out and compete, we're successful.
I want you guys all to watch Will's footwork here. Will does this really well. Watch his footwork getting back to it. His first step is initial. His drop step, right?
Well, we use the hit tracks. That's for a visual, and for it'll track your metrics also. You get a direct access to it. You'll see where the ball goes. We use that for like a lot of batting practice. So it's a direct feed. You see where it goes. We use the Rapsodos for videos, their metrics. We can track for long periods of time. So guys from last year, they look back at their progress from last year, and they note it between the 2 years. So we do that a lot too, and all of our instructors know how to use them. We're always beside them when they're using them, so we can explain it. Mm-hmm. And it's just it's a well-driven machine when somebody's there to explain it and they see it right on the screen.
The technology is the tough part. These kids, obviously society in general, everybody loves quick, instant success, information, whatever you want. You want to be able to have it right there and be able to. The problem is trying to teach these kids how to use it. Half the battle is having the information, having the Rapsodo technology, having the hit tracks. It's great, but if you're just looking at it and you're always just staring at a number, you're not really understanding what you're doing it for. So trying to get these kids to understand that there is a process to it. There's a lot of information there, and if you just take it and look at it as a computer screen, then you're probably not understanding why you're doing it. So the technology is the tough part. Kids love it. Parents love it. You come in here and you can see it up on a screen. You can see numbers. The good part is we use it and we try to tell kids about the progress of it. Look at your numbers and see the progress that you make on your numbers. Look at your exit velocity numbers. Are you making progress? If you're not making progress, or if you're not looking at it, then you're just wasting your time and the technology itself.
Well, first of all, you got to be out there with them. I try to be out there at all of our practices which is a time-consuming thing because we got 15 teams. They practice every week. I'm here all the time. When the parents come in, I get to talk to them, see how they're progressing, see how they're doing at school. So just communication in general. And we really want to care about the kids. We want the parents to know that we do care and we keep track. They're not just a number on paper or a name on a roster. We're there all the time. We know them as a person. We know their families. So it's really important to me that they know me and what my family is. My family's here all the time. So you'll see my kids running around here and my wife trying to track them down. So I have a 9, 6, and 3-year-old. So as you know, it's hard to keep track of all of them. And these guys are a part of their lives too. So a lot of these guys will know them because they'll be at the field watching. So if they know me and my family and I keep track of them and know their family, it's a pretty good relationship and a culture to build. Sure, we get a lot of small towns. So I would say we draw from a 100-mile radius, which, I mean, that takes a while for your name to get out or how you handle things to get out. And we start by developing the culture we were just talking about, and then people call and say, hey, I'd like to maybe be a part of what you're doing. And I hear good things about your program and how your guys handle things. And it takes a while to get some of those kids from those areas, but I think we're starting to build that trust and starting to get those kids from the areas that we need. And it's really tough to put a program together that's very competitive in the baseball field, because it's very competitive out there where we go to play, and so we got to get them from everywhere.
Yeah, that's half the battle here. You've got to get kids to buy into it first. You've got to give them something, and then they've got to have, like any human, we have to see some success before we start to believe in some things. So, our idea was to get into this and turn it into something that, hey, we can play with anybody as long as we start getting the kids to believe that first. So it's hard. You've got to have some success. You've got to have some on-field success. You've got to have some guys go to that next level, get to that next level and succeed that have come through the programs as well. So it's part of just keeping guys into it every year and coming back year to year and keep building those teams up. Our youth teams are really starting to increase. We've got a large number of youth teams, multiple age groups, multiple teams at every age group, and that's kind of where it starts. You've got to get the young kids going to this level and continue to play on it.
Good.
Well, we're doing a lot of developing relationship with colleges around the area. Once we get a kid in and we tell them the truth about them, so goods and bads, and we talk about that kid and his family and how they handle things, and then they go to that college and play, then that guy understands that I'm telling the truth. He got exactly what I told him he got, and he's going to develop them how he wants and how he viewed him.
Yeah, we have really good relationships with a lot of college coaches. Myself, I've coached college here before. Todd still deals with a lot of college coaches, but I actually coach a collegiate summer league as well. So, we have a pretty good network first off. But to get these kids to understand that it is different than it was 20 years ago. They don't recruit the same way. Coaches don't have to be out there and seen as much anymore. So this information, this Rapsodo, all this kind of stuff, these videos, when a coach asks us about a lot of things, a lot of times they'll say, hey, do you have any videos? Can you send us? So we can send those videos on to somebody else. Guess what? If they don't like it, guess what? They may pass it on to somebody else. But with the technology and stuff like that, that's what makes helpful with the recruiting stuff as well, because that information, all those videos that you're taking on those swings there every time you're here, that can be sent on to somebody. So the information stuff gets sent on, the network with people that we have known. And that's, like I said, that's our goal, for these kids to get on to the next level.
Right. somewhat keeping up with the new rules and regulations is great for us. Like I said, we have several guys that coached in college, and I try to do my homework on the new regulations and NCAA rules and NAIA rules and JUCOs. And we just discuss that with the parents and what level those kids are on. So they have to trust our opinion on where we think those guys are at, first of all. And sometimes it hurts feelings, but you know, we got to make sure that we're honest, like we were talking about to the colleges. So if we're honest and we tell them what level they're on, and then we can put all of our, you know, eggs in one basket and say, hey, this level is kind of where we need to be. We need to go search those levels out. What kind of schooling do you want to go to? What kind of major do you want to access? Those schools have this major. These schools do not. So we help them with recruiting towards their education first, which is the most important, and then the baseball second. So if you don't enjoy the education part, you're probably not going to enjoy the baseball part.
Yeah, you know, we can help some parents. Parents, we try to guide them in any which way we can. We've got a couple of, I'd say, advisors. My wife is a gymnastics coach at a university, so we use her a lot to say, hey, what are these rules? You know, to help parents start to understand the process when you start getting into your recruiting visits and all that kind of stuff, when they can do it. Hey, I've emailed a coach. I tried to call a coach. They couldn't call me back. Because there's a lot of rules with NCAA. There's times when you can call a coach and they can't answer the phone. Now, there's times that if you call a coach, he can answer the phone, but if you leave him a message, he can't call you back. So there's a bunch of weird rules. So there's a lot of stuff that parents, you probably wouldn't understand until you actually get into the process. So we're pretty open book about it. We say, hey, if you have any questions, come to us. If we don't have the answer, we will find somebody that has an answer for you.
What age group are you guys?
15U.
15U? Yeah?
Sir.
What's your name?
Ryland Mills.
Ryland Mills. Where do you go to school, buddy?
I'm homeschooled.
Homeschooled. Right on, bro. Nothing wrong with that. I love that stuff.
I live in Dexter, Missouri.
Dexter?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. You got to talk louder. I know you're used to homeschool, being at the table. Mom says, you know, can't talk loud, right? So you got to talk loud. See, I'm loud.
Yes, sir.
Just by nature.
Why are you laughing, Todd?
We're just going through, and we are pretty much the fundamentals. We're starting to ramp up our bullpens, and right now we're all just working on our swings and just working out the kinks and getting ready for school ball for most of them. And our coaches are trying to prepare us for that. And after that, we'll start summer ball. So,
who's got the best swing here? Really?
Yeah.
Why?
It's the hardest.
It's the hardest.
It's the hardest.
Looks smooth.
Yeah?
If he has the best swing, but he hits it the farthest.
It's the hardest.
Hits the furthest too? Yeah?
He gets all the girls because he hits bombs.
I think it's just the flow. I think it's the flow.
Chicks dig the long ball, right?
yeah.
There you go. There you go. Have you hit a home run?
Last year.
Last year?
A few, yes.
Hit a few?
Yes, sir.
Out of the park, right?
Yes.
All right. What's your best distance out of the park?
That one was probably 3-6.
You'll have to ask them. I don't
What was it, guys? What was it?
Well, there was a pavilion behind the field, and it went over that. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Where were you guys playing?
3-7. Where was it? It was
Chesterfield.
You were at Chesterfield?
Yes, sir.
Oh wow. The Chesterfield Valley, right? Park. Yeah. Okay. I know that park very well. Okay. You were on Quad C.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
And out toward the parking lot.
Yeah.
And you hit it out by the pavilion out there?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's a shot.
It's gonna be no new silver.
Ready? Yeah. On three. Do it for me. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.